So we're going to try to play Queen's Gambit. Do I normally review viewers' games or only in special occasions? False, I go through periods where I spend a lot of time reviewing viewers' games. If you like, after this game, and after I review this game, I'm happy to have a look if you got a link to a game that you want me to check out. But if you remind me afterwards. All right. So we've played against this before, so this is obviously not going to end up being a Queen's Gambit, but I'm still going to play c4. They might be playing a Nimzo or Bogo Indian. Idea being something like knight f6, bishop g5, and then they might go over here. Or if they go here right away, and then I go knight c3. Okay, so instead, we actually are getting a Queen's Gambit declined by transposition. So, thankfully for Mr. Dirt, we do have a Queen's Gambit. Here, I'm going to play like what I would normally do. I will not take the pawn. Right, that's such a random one. Only for viewers who have not followed on July 11th. He's joking. All right, so Queen's Gambit. They end up taking the pawn. Now, okay, their internet is a little bit funny. They joined 1 day ago. I'm actually not feeling very confident on mine. Always a little suspicious there. So I don't have to go a4 yet because I don't think b5 is an issue. They might be going bishop b4, so I'm actually going to start with e4. I think e3 might be the move potentially, but e4 immediately attacks this pawn. So I don't remember if this is actually correct, but we'll see. This might be my first loss, guys. We'll see. Oof. All right, I'm gonna have to play a little quicker, actually. I might have to flag them, so if it comes down to time issues. So I might explain this game afterwards. Interesting. So queen c2 is actually sometimes a move. The only issue is this guy now. Oh lord. I can't go there either, can I? This is already blundering a pawn, I think, for me. Maybe not. All right, I'm gonna go here. This is going to be a loss. The way they're playing so far. Okay, I am wrong. Ignore what I just said. It is not likely going to be a loss because of this. That's weird that they just gave me a piece. Okay, I'm gonna go knight f3. Maybe it's not suspicious. Maybe they just knew some of the opening. Or they'll start playing like Stockfish now. I'm not quite sure. Okay, so we're actually gonna end up in an endgame here. So I could push the pawn, but they just move the knight. Then I have to move the bishop. I think because I'm up a piece, I will do what I continue to tell people to do, and that's just play into an endgame. I don't see how this goes wrong for me. I'm gonna take this. If they take with the knight, I won't take. I'll actually take the queen first. So I'm basically I want to really eliminate some risk, and kind of hope that they just trade all the way down. So yes, if they're not careful, I mean, yeah, okay. So I have no reason now to risk anything. Question is, do I risk it for the biscuit? And actually, maybe I will risk it. No, I'm not going to risk it. I just have no reason to. I'm up a piece. I'm a little bit scared. This guy created an account 1 day ago. And that's that. And I can take a free pawn as well. But before I take a free pawn, it's not always good to go pawn hunting. Let me give a check. Actually, I could threaten a checkmate. Yeah, let me give a check. And then depending on what they do, could determine how the rest of the game plays out. All right, they're actually going to get checkmated, I think, anyway. So I'm going to take away this square as an option, and I'm going to castle long in a second if I get the chance. If they go here, I might be able to castle long first, but I'll probably just take it. But yes, this is going to be a little bit cooked. All right, so they did blunder the game pretty much on the spot, I believe. So after the king moves, I'll take this guy first, and then I'll take, and then we'll see. May even be a quick win. I probably could have gone there immediately, but castle with check. Don't know if there's any coming back from this. for them, even if they were suspicious with their 1 day old account. But after this, and then this is just a checkmate. Actually, I have to go here first, but it is essentially going to be a checkmate quite shortly. So they only have one move, so they have to go there. I go here, then they only have one move, which is this, and then I give a check. Sorry, a check, and that will be a checkmate, I believe. I need to double check it though. So don't always need to take a piece, even if you're trying to simplify it. Don't have to take the rook either. There can sometimes be something better. So in this case, it's better to allow them to block, and then instead of taking, I just give a checkmate. Castle check is the most satisfying check. True. LBG, man, how you doing? How are you, sir? Hello, non-biscuit risker. True. What's up, Slated? You got some splaining to do, sir. Alright, so we're just going to give a checkmate, and good game. Alright, so Queen's Gambit. D4, C4, it's the same opening. Depending on what they do here, it won't end up being a Queen's Gambit, but in this case, they do end up playing this. Oh, what did I do? Clicked forward by accident. So they do end up playing to a Queen's Gambit declined, and they choose to then take. Go E4 immediately. Not all lines like this when the pawn is captured. Are you meant to go E4 straight away? But in this case, I thought it was the best move. Couldn't remember if it was actually the book move or not though. So here, yes, I just simply take. And yes, knight f6 seemed good. So if I don't go E5 right away, by the way, and let's just say I'm not careful here, they can actually take this pawn. And then after takes, I have to pretty much castle. And I guess in a way it is just gambiting the pawn, but it's not as bad as it could be. But they can win another pawn, I think, too, though, right? Like if they just take. Takes and takes, I believe. And after this, they go back. Yes, and I have to move the queen, of course. I'm not sure if I would actually go queen b3. I probably would end up going like this, but still. They go back, take, and then, sorry, like takes, and maybe some shenanigans, but honestly, all pretty normal stuff. I actually thought I was going to be more danger because they were playing this kind of a bit funky, like slowly, and they were day-old account. Maybe they threw it on purpose, maybe not. But yes, unfortunately, they went knight f6, and after e5 and knight c6, they just gave me the pawn. So I just decided, let me just simplify, trade down as much as I can. I think they shouldn't have traded if they were trying to make this last a little longer. They could have maybe continued to develop their pieces, and then I would have traded the queen anyway. From that point, yes, not too much to do here. I considered taking this first, but I thought I'll give it a check because I wanted to attempt to get a checkmate with long castles. But yes, that is what it is. Just take, you have another check. After they block, just checkmate. So straightforward-ish. Alright.